Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Astral Irma, the original one, the only one, and the real one. I can't believe she is starting off again with this nonsense. I couldn't keep my, I woke up and I saw this video and it was just, it blew my mind. I can't keep my mouth shut, okay? I cannot keep my mouth shut about this. I always knew that if the triad took over, then they take over the communications. Then Mari has always said she wants to use her real voice and show her, picture of herself, okay? And she wants to use her real voice in the videos. The fact that that has not happened yet is a huge red flag. Absolutely huge red flag. That's one of the first things that should have happened. Okay, let's get into it. I want to talk about the new video that just came out, okay? The one about, them using computers and talking to people on Earth and blah, 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 blah. This text is filled with emotional manipulation, self-victimization, and subtle control tactics, which become clear when you analyze the language and reoccurring themes. Here's a breakdown of manipulative patterns and red flags. Self-aggrandizement and exclusivity. Quote, I am Mari, the original one, the only one, and the real one. She's still saying this. This is a classic attempt to establish authority and uniqueness, immediately positioning the speaker as the only authentic voice while invalidating others. Red flag. Anyone who repeatedly needs to declare that they are the only real one is usually defensive about their legitimacy. Okay? Quote, this is what she says. This is a video aimed only at the few people who have been following my work for a long time and that of my predecessors. This is the video is for my closest friends. Okay? This was a huge red flag. It creates an in-group versus an out-group dynamic, suggesting that the listener is part of a special inner circle. Total manipulation tactic. This builds loyalty by implying that if you're watching, you're one of the chosen ones. Let's get into this. Her victimhood narrative. The Matrix and its cabal looks for weak points to use against me because of my latest achievements together with the triad. Bullshit. Red flag. This suggests an unprovable persecution to make followers feel protective of the speaker and to silence criticism, since disagreeing would be siding with the cabal. Quote, I am forced to use this hideous robotic voice. It means that you cannot see my facial expressions. It gives the unreal message that there isn't someone real behind this voice. Whoa. Yeah, because there isn't someone real behind the voice, is there? This is emotional blackmail, as if the audience should feel pity for her because of restrictions that allegedly make her less human in their eyes. Okay, what about her attacking and discrediting others? Quote, she introduced them to two narcissists you know well. Here we go again. Calling Gosha and Robert narcissists. No names are given, but we know, but the vague accusation primes the audience to distrust unnamed individuals without evidence. Quote, YouTubers start to want more and more information for lucrative and personal fame purposes. We all know that Gosha and Robert are not making a lot of money off YouTube. It's very hard to make a lot of money off YouTube. So this is total nonsense. This paints all other content creators as greedy or insincere, positioning Mari as the only true pure source. What about her gaslighting and invalidation? She says, people only pose as being spiritual and elevated, whatever, when in reality they are only fulfilling egocentric dream of being so. Holy shit, is this gaslighting and validating spiritual efforts of anyone who disagrees with or leaves her circle by framing them as fake. They may even end up centering their entire life on the Taigetans, so when the collapse comes, they feel especially hurt and even defrauded. Here, she blames humans for failed connections rather than acknowledging the so-called Taigetans might be causing confusion through mixed messages. Okay. Exploiting lack of proof. She says, quote, typing is all we are allowed. It is the most probable, the cabal of Earth, the Matrix itself. Whatever that means. Red flag, convenient, unverifiable claims she sets up as no proof loophole by saying they are not allowed to show their faces or voices while offering zero evidence of these restrictions. Emotional hooking. Okay? You're going to get sucked into her emotional hooking? This is not the Marie I knew. This is not the Marie I met in the astral. Okay? Quote, you cannot see me cry and be emotionally bothered by cruel events against me. You cannot see me happy. You cannot hear me giggle or laugh. What? This plays on the audience's emotions, making them feel guilty for doubting her because they can't see her pain. Quote, I am a real person out here reaching out to you as best I can, and it saddens me very much not to find a way to get closer to so many of you out there and with who I could be best friends. This attempts to blur boundaries by implying the viewers are friends and should feel responsible for her emotional state. Okay? Guys, don't be falling for this. Okay? This is not Marie. This is not the Marie I know. This is somebody behind the mask that is just pulling your heartstrings or trying to. I think she's doing a very bad, poor job at it. You know? They have the ability to do real voice and real video right now. The triad is, allegedly the triad is in Earth's airspace, okay? Allegedly the triad has taken over Earth's airspace and the Vieira, where all the communications are and the servers are. They could very easily broadcast picture and video. I mean, picture, video, and voice. Very easily. In fact, that was one of the first things that the real Mari said she was going to do when she was able to do it. So the fact that that is not happening is a huge red flag, and I call bullshit on the whole thing. Fear of losing followers. Quote, she says, I feel that few people will watch this video, as I believe this will not be a popular subject either and is not meant to be one. This is a reverse psychology tactic, suggesting that those who watch to the end are loyal, deep, and different from the average person. Okay, her attack on artificial intelligence. This was interesting too. With the advent of artificial intelligent chat, I am now accused of being completely computer generated. She positions herself as a victim of modern skepticism, but instead of proving her authenticity, she just claims AI makes people doubt her. Okay? Instead of proving her authenticity. How about her overemphasis on suffering? Quote, it saddens me so much to be treated and seen as a second-ass person. It says second-ass person. Okay. This language is designed to trigger empathy by exaggerating her marginalization. Okay. Authority by mystery. Quote, we have concluded that the filter is embedded in the very fabric of the internet and not in any exact server or firewall which can be switched off or removed. Are you kidding me? Can you make up any more of a ridiculous story? Hello? This is nonsense dressed as deep truth, meant to sound technical and complex so that followers won't question it. Key takeaways. Main manipulation tactics. Number 1, self-proclaimed authority. Constantly remind you she is the original and real one. Number 2, victim narrative. Everything is framed as her suffering due to external forces. Matrix, cabal, AI. We all know the real Mari is not a victim. Number 3, isolation tactics. Suggesting that only a few true friends will understand her, creating loyalty through exclusivity. 4, gaslighting. Blaming others, especially Earth humans, when relationships fail, painting them as egocentric or narcissistic. 5, emotional hooks, repeatedly pulling on guilt, empathy, and pity. 6, unverifiable claims, convenient restrictions, only typing, are blamed on vague external powers avoiding proof. And 7, discrediting others, attacks on YouTubers and other voices implying they are corrupt or fake. This is the breakdown of the most recent video. I don't even remember what it's called, but it is completely ridiculous. It's called Communication Problems in Taigetin's Typing Only. Don't fall for this shit. It's so frustrating sometimes and laughable.